the Journaling Pagan. Welcome to my journal space. I also go under the name Sophie, and as well as that I am Journal Lady G on Instagram. If you want to come over and follow me there, or you may have come from there. If you have, thank you so much for joining me. So today I just wanted to do a quick swatch of my everyday colours, so you can see how my journal spreads are made and what they're made with, because I know that some people, well, most people are always curious about other people's palettes and how they're built and what their favourite colours are and stuff. So I'm just doing that today. These are actually my favourite watercolours at the moment. These are my Paul Rubens Classics. I have added to the palette though, and when I get to one of those I will shout and let you know what's added and where. I just think this is just a really well-rounded palette for me. I have a problem where watercolours are concerned. I overbuy thinking that'll be the only palette I'll need. That'll be the only palette out on my desk. I'll be, you know, I only need these colours, and then I run out of desk. So I got to my first really good set of watercolours were the Kiritake ones, the Japanese fine art watercolours, and they are incredible, I have to admit. But there wasn't enough colour variation for me. There was just an awful lot of sort of mundane greens, which is cool, but I like a lot of vibrant colours. And this has sort of given me the most well-rounded colour selection so far out of all my palettes. So I decided, because I had two 72 palette cases, 72 pan cases, filled to the absolute top with all my watercolours that I bought in various sets over time. And it was too much choice. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, so I decided to take it right back to nothing and just start again. And I'm going to redo these blues because they're all looking a bit samey. This lemon, this first lemon colour is really vibrant. It's not something you see very often at all. I have got Daniel Smith's. I've got a couple of tubes of my favourite colours by Daniel Smith. I've also got Winsor & Newton Cotman colours. I have, what else have I got? I have got some Prima watercolours, which are awesome. To be honest, because I started to think, should I invest in a really decent set of Daniel Smith's, and I didn't. For what I use them for, it's really not worth it for me. I don't use them for fine art. I love this blue. I don't use them for fine art, so I mean a set like this is perfectly adequate for me, with just a few hand-picked favourites. I just use them for the occasional drawing that I do. mainly of abstract florals, very abstract. I'm not very artsy. I don't have I don't have too much. That's why I go down the layered route. I use a lot of photos in my journaling because for me it's about the life and the words and how you can supplement that. It can't be about painting for me because sadly I'm not gifted in that area. Much as I try, it's not my gift. This one's kind of an odd one. You'll see, even though I loaded the brush up, it's very translucent, that particular colour. I would love to get his shimmers, so when my shimmers are worn down to nothing, the ones that I've allowed myself, because I think sometimes we can get very overwhelmed with all our kit, and it can end up as to where we really have no idea what to use. Hang on a second, I've done that one. So this stays at home with me, as opposed to going out on its own. Sorry, that sounded ridiculous. The colours that I've added to this palette are Daniel Smith Opera Pink, just because there's no other colour quite like that, except for, excuse my husband in the background, it's 4:45 in the morning here and I can't sleep, so I decided to do a spot of journaling. Yeah, there is a colour very similar to Opera Pink. I will swatch it for you in just a second. This is my favourite colour that I've added. This is just a nothing colour really. It doesn't actually come out as anything unless you really load the brush. So I don't even know why it's in there, to be honest. And I've got a white in there as well. So that's Opera Pink, and this is a colour from the Prima Watercolours Classics. And I mean, if you were going for something that, if you didn't have Daniel Smith money, which is kind of really most of us, I suppose, it's not as vibrant and not as singy, but it is a pretty cool colour all the same. Oh, that's Bella, don't mind her. They all get very stressed out. Let me see it under a different light, hang on. There you go. So those are my basic colours that I take everywhere with me. Now I'll just dry them. There. Now they're dry. You can really see my favourite gold. And that's from Decadent Pies. Prima Watercolour Decadent Pies. So this is what the Paul Rubens pan looks like. It's just really pretty as well, to be honest. And I'm a sucker for, like, I use Jane Davenport's pan as my travelling watercolour pan just because of it is so pretty. Such a pretty blue. so now we're going to do my travelling watercolour set. And oh yeah, the brush I use, or the brushes I use, are Pro Art Series 7. Oh god, I'm not even 30, I have to use glasses. Series 7 Pure Squirrel, and this is a number 6. This is my Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and I detest it. I'm being perfectly honest, I hate it. Stuck in it for an entire year. No idea what I'm going to do with all the pages in the back, but I got it because I'm a hopeless consumer, and oh god, all the cool kids had it, so I got it as well. These are the most pointless clips in the universe. There you go. There we go. Okay. Right. So 95% of these are confections or Jane Davenports. Pardon my tummy if you can hear it. Okay, so this is just a gorgeous blue. I don't know whether, I think she named this 70s eyeshadow, but don't quote me on that. These two glorious blues from Decadent Pies. Again, I've actually got a spare Decadent Pies in my stash because I love the blues so much, and I love that particular gold that came out of it there that I did show you. These look almost the same colour, they aren't. One's very vibrant. This is a Daniel Smith green gold, I believe. As you can see, it has got a gold hue, it's gorgeous. This is pass, I don't actually know. I'd be lying if I said I did. This I use for like nebulas. If ever you see any of my strange starscapes, they're generally made with that green because it's like radioactive green. Then I've got Quinn Gold by Daniel Smith. I must admit, a pairing that I absolutely love by Daniel Smith is his Opera Pink and New Gamboge. That is splendid, can't be beaten. That's just a skin tone that I put in there in case I do faces. This is New Gamboge by Daniel Smith. And then we have Winsor & Newton Orange. And then another Winsor & Newton Orange. You can see I like the yellow and oranges, can't you? There's a theme appearing here. Then we move on to the pinks and the purples. So I have this deep, it can be watered down to be an opera pink colour, or it can be zhuzhed up if you really load your brush to that sort of almost purpley pink, until you see this, which is super deep, gorgeous colours. These are all by Confections in different sets. I really do, I don't think you can beat them for value for money, if I'm honest. I mean, I know everybody's into all the Hydra colours and all the handmade, the Rachel Beth colours, and that's wonderful, but not all of us can justify the money, so I am delighted with my choice. That was a Daniel Smith. Back to Confections. And that's that palette. I normally have a white in with them as well, but I decided in my infinite wisdom that I didn't do that this time. Also the shimmers everybody's using now, I have my own spin on those as well, and I'll show you and then I'll tell you how much they were. So this is my shimmer palette. I've got pearlescent white, you may or may not be able to see that, I'm not sure. And then I've got champagne-y colour. Then we go to a yellow gold. Oh, you have to actually put your brush in it, Sophie. Yellow gold. A deeper. This one's a copper colour. Sorry, I've got the wrong brush. Stop being lazy and use the right brush, shall we? That's a good start, isn't it? There you go. Just go back over those couple. Best to use a synthetic brush with these particular pans because you really need to smush it into the pan to load your brush up, and I don't want to do that with the real ones because, you know, I like the brushes. So I've got that one, I've lost count here, that one, it's late, that one, and that one, yeah, okay. Just checking. So here we go. With the pearl purple. And they can be watered down, just so you know. There you go. And then there is, sorry, I'm speaking in hushed tones because my family are all asleep. There you go, it's a pink. And the blue. Greens. Here come the greens. Now I must have had this palette for, goodness me, I don't know, well over a year now, I think. And there's the black. I use the black for splattering. So those are the metallic colours. I'm sure the Colour Fast and the, oh dear, overexposure much? That was, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry if I'm making you seasick. As you can see, so much love for this purple, it's gorgeous. And that's my full palette. These ones were, because I've seen people get the little pot of gold from Jet Pens, and I bought these and they work fine for me. They go on over watercolour really well, and I'm perfectly happy with those. So yeah, so that's my palette, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a like, please. It would really help me out because I'm just starting off over here. And perhaps consider hitting subscribe if you did enjoy it. Thanks so much.